States.
The Supreme Court verdict on Ondo governorship elections and the likely implication of that particular decision on your political party, the All Progressive Congress APC. Is your party worried about that particular decision by the apex court? Or should they be worried?
Let me start by saying that the Supreme Court judgment is a warning shot, but fortunately it came early, because when you look at the electoral timelines, the damage is likely to be minimal. It is only Anambra State that we should be worried about. So that gives us enough time to go back to the drawing board to review our strategies. The Supreme Court has clearly told us that the current arrangement we have in the APC, but the point has been made that the arrangement that you have currently is in breach of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and even the APC Constitution. So it is a warning that we need to go back and do things properly, and I hope we have enough time. Those of us who are senior lawyers within the party are making contact amongst ourselves so that we see how we can collectively review the import of the judgment and its impact on what we are doing, so that we can collectively advise the party on the way forward. Well, the majority judgment says that the major complaint was against the interim chairman, Governor Buni of Yobe. Yeah. And if the major complaint is against a person, if my major complaint is against Omo Bazwai, and I go to court and I'm suing Gadua instead of Omo Bazwai, I mean, it raises a very fundamental issue. And I think that is the point that was made here. But the point is that although we escaped by a hair's breadth, we escaped on that technical point of joinder or non-joinder, you know. But the message has been sent, and the message ought to sink on APC that, look, we need to set our house in order.
Now, speaking about setting the house in order, what then do you think should be the next line of action of your party, particularly as they plan to go in for these state congresses maybe this weekend?
Well, I have seen an unsigned document that is attributed to the interim secretary of the party that the congresses will go on. But like I said, it's an unsigned document, so I cannot attach any weight or much weight to it. But the proper thing is that after a momentous judgment like we just had, we should do some soul searching, do a review. We have quite an assemblage of eggheads within legal eggheads within the APC to enable us review the judgment of the Supreme Court and properly advise the party. Before, there's no rush into the congresses. If at the end of the day it's going to be a nullity, you are rushing to nowhere. So let us make haste slowly and take a deep breath, properly review the judgment of the Supreme Court and advise the party on the way forward.
If you are in that position to advise the party now, what would you ask the party to do?
I will advise the party first before making it public. I'm a member of the party. I'm not just a member of the party, but a senior member of the major stakeholder of the party.
Some people have asked the party to suspend its planned state congresses and possibly set up, allow the BOT or activate the powers of the BOT to possibly call for, maybe another to set up another national executive working committee of the party. Do you agree?
That's the point I've been making. We need to properly review the judgment of the Supreme Court. The starting point for me is assemble all the legal heads of the party. Let them thoroughly review the judgment of the Supreme Court and advise the party on the options available to the party. There certainly will be options. I see the judgment of the Supreme Court as ammunition in the hands of people who will be ready to use it. I mean, people have been weaponized by the judgment, and people will use that judgment to challenge everything that has been done. And if you remember, Chief Judge Morgan is already in court over the Anambra matter. What is likely to change now is maybe the grounds on which they are in court. All can never be well in a human situation. All can only be well in paradise. Here on earth, I mean, if you have 50%, 51% good, it's fine. But I think that the party could strengthen itself more. Nigeria has to move with technology, for heaven's sake. Our elections must move with technology. Our elections must move with technology. So whether we deny it or not, the reality of technology will confront us sooner than later. That is the direction of the entire world, and we cannot hope to live in the Stone Age when the rest of the world is moving. The other day we saw in the papers and on social media, you know, the rainfall in Dubai sometimes once a year.
Yeah. They created one.
They have created artificial rainfall just to bring down their temperature. That is where the world is going. So we cannot opt to continue to exist in ancient times, you know, because it's convenient for us. The rest of the world will wait for us. So the long and short of my answer is that I am for technology and for full deployment of technology to our elections. And INEC is contemplated by our constitution as an independent body, and INEC must be empowered to deploy technology whenever it thinks it is ready to do so.
So you don't think there is any merit in the fear expressed by some members of the National Assembly, particularly in the Senate, you know, refusing to want to grant INEC that unconditional powers to transmit election results electronically?
Well, the issue of not wanting to grant the unconditional powers to INEC is another thing. You know, because the Constitution that created the National Assembly also created INEC. So one creation of the Constitution cannot be seen to be reducing the powers of another creature of the Constitution. They are both equal in the eyes of the Constitution because they are both creations of the Constitution.
But one is making law over the other one.
You can only add, not reduce. The Constitution has made INEC independent.
Oh.
Independent. You can only add to that independence and not detract from the independence.